we have a book review for you. Sorry, I've got a bit of a headache, so I'm a bit out of it. Scooch back here so you can be seen. That's, yeah, they're really being in a close-up picture. Okay, so I won a copy of the audiobook of World War Z by Max Brooks a few months ago, recently-ish. The original, not movie cover. This is the complete edition. It's got a full cast, and I haven't read like the regular version. I have seen the movie, but from what it's been ages ago. For what I remember, it's totally different. But this was amazing. It's done like a series of interviews, and it has somebody different that you're talking to for each one, and they tell their part of the story. And it's done like a history book, like this really happened. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. We started listening to this when we were doing our Christmas Arkansas trip, because it's 6 hours down to Arkansas to, well, either. And then an hour and a half to 2 hours one way from my grandparents' house to his parents' house. So we were going back and forth between those two and then down there and back home. A lot of hours. So we finished most of it there. We just finished the last 3 discs tonight. And I wanted to do a review on it because it's really good. When we started listening to it, Alex kind of like reluctantly agreed to listen to it because it's CDs, so in the car is pretty much the only way to finish. I had to borrow my grandma's CD player to listen to the tail end of it.
That's my issue, is I just thought, oh god, more of this stupid zombie crap.
Language.
What? What did I say?
Don't cuss on my channel.
What did I say? I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah, I just thought it was more zombie crap, and it's like, whatever.
But it was really, really good. Like
yeah,
I said, there might be spoilers in this review, but I'm not sure. I love that it was how it was written like a history book, and I also loved the complete cast recording thing. That made it really, really enjoyable. Plus, there's a lot of sci-fi actors in this. There's a couple of people that were on Star Trek, some Doctor Who, you got Firefly, you got Star Wars,
yeah,
lots of people.
Mark Hamill, like he popped in 3 times.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion was in it, Simon Pegg, and I don't remember the Star Trek names.
Rene Auberjonois.
And who was 7 of 9?
Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
There's also Rick Young, who's the bad guy in the first Transporter. He's a really cool actor, and I love his voice.
Okay, about the book itself, is there anything else? I will say it's divided into sections, like before, during, after type thing. There's like 8 sections, and whenever it does those, there's like this noise, and it's it's a little bit louder than the speaking. So if you got your car radio cranked up, that scared the crud out of River in the back seat a couple of times. She enjoyed the book too. She cracked up laughing during a couple bits. I don't know, it was just a really good book. Even if you're not really into zombie books, I would recommend this one because I'm much more of a vampire person than a zombie person, but this was really good. It's 12 hours.
It kept a lot of really strong horror elements too, like talks of survivors and whatnot. There was one character that was like in her 20s, but she had the mental capacity of a 5-year-old, and it was from the trauma she had dealt with.
Yeah.
And she mimicked the moans, and it was like the moans of the zombies, and it was terrifying.
And it was, there were perspectives from all sorts of people, like her. There were medical people, military people.
The thing about Patient Zero at the beginning was just chilling.
Yeah, there were politicians and all over the world too. And the aftermath too. I think I don't see on here, but I think the author's from the U.S., so it's an American perspective. But that being said, of course, Americans figured everything out and did the best at everything, and had gear that everybody else didn't have. Like, of course, whatever. That being said, there still were, like, other countries did a really good job in their own ways.
Israel, India.
Yeah, the way...
The UK.
Well, everything kind of started out in China, and then they didn't want to admit that it existed. And that, along with black market organs transplants, like, is really how it got spread throughout the whole world. The way China is... This is basically like alternate history. It starts out with everything like it was in our universe, and then it just branches off into the zombies. So, with the way China is, if they hadn't had those two issues, I think it could have been a lot more easily contained and dealt with. Also, what they were talking about, the tail end, Russia afterwards, where they basically had any women that could in, like, breeding clinics, was just disturbing.
Yeah. When was this written, do you know? Because there was some stuff, military stuff, that was anachronistic or just plain wrong. Like, infantry at the first battle against the zombies in America, they were using the land warrior system that was actually abandoned.
Looks like 2006.
Yeah. They abandoned land warrior by then. They were cycling out BDUs, even though they were referring to their combat uniforms as BDUs, and the Comanche attack helicopter was in use, and that was canned, I think, a couple of years before that, unfortunately. But I guess those are other differences. So.
I mean, it makes sense, but the zombies in the water, the oceans and everything, I mean, that's creepy to me. Like,
they're all walking around down there.
Yeah, and they just climb out some days and, like, bite people. Like,
they just show up covered in kelp and seaweed.
Well, my brain is fried due to headache, but I'm not articulating well enough how much I truly enjoyed not only the book, but the audiobook. So I am really appreciative to have won this. If I didn't already say, I'm going to try and link her channel down there. This is Phobos. It is 11:30 on New Year's Eve night, so for the third time today, Happy New Year's Eve! Because this is the third video that I got filmed today. I am really tired. I've got a headache. Do you have any final thoughts on the book?
Not really. I really wish the movie had been actually based on the book.
Yeah, now that I've done both. Like, the movie, I remember thinking it was good, but it wasn't amazing. And that's why I hadn't gotten around to reading the book yet. Winning this, like, spurred me on to read it. And this was so much more interesting. It was done in a much more interesting way. I don't know if you could do a movie in the same style, but this was really good.
George Romero did. Very much so. Day of the Dead was exploring the humanity of zombies. And it was much less, people running away and being afraid. It was this group of people in a bunker, and a scientist was actually dissecting zombies and training them to behave more like humans. And there was a lot of talk about the experience of the world and whatnot. And you get a lot of that in the two before that.
One of my favorite bits was the guy that was talking, and he runs the retirement home for veteran dogs that were like helping. They were like military dogs.
Yeah, they were canines.
That was really good.
They
yeah.
were like dachshund mutts and stuff.
But yeah, I'm gonna give this 5 stars. I kind of forgot to put it on Goodreads before I started filming, but whatever. I'm giving this 5 stars. It would probably be like a 4.5 if I read it, but with the audio and the way it was done with the full cast and everything, it's totally 5 stars for me. What about you?
Yeah, about the same.
Mm.
Especially with the cast and everything. It's just too bad the movie, like I said, apparently they had a script that was very faithful to the book, but they scrapped it and went with something else, and it turned into what apparently is a pretty good zombie action movie, but...
Yeah, I remember liking the movie, and it was good, but it was just like I said, I'm more a vampire person than a zombie person, so it's like, it's good, it's just not huge on zombies.
I like demons.
And
demons are scary.
The bits that I remember the most strongly from the movie make the science behind the zombies vastly different between the book and the movie. You had some thoughts on the video game too. You said you haven't played it, but...
I believe it's based on the movie, which is too bad because some of the stuff in there sounds like it would make a pretty gripping and fun video game. Some kind of survival horror aspect, of course.
Like one of those computer PC games that you like the Star Trek one where it's typey.
Oh, you mean like a Scum? An
Yeah.
adventure game?
Yeah.
Possibly. I was thinking like first person thing. It's kind of slow pace, but with very gripping, stressful moments. Kind of like Fallout, if you want that.
Okay. No, I'm gonna go to bed.
She's a lightweight.
I don't stay up for New Year's. I haven't for years. The only reason I'm up at 11:37 at night on New Year's Eve is because I wanted to finish this book with Alex. Because I gotta go to the bookstore on Wednesday. Pick up a book for River. But yeah, that's it. I love getting to experience this with you too. Because I don't admit this easily, but Alex is one of the only people I've met that reads faster than I do. But
I don't read a lot of books.
his ADHD, his focus point is video games or stuff like that.
Crafts. Depending on the craft.
I don't technically have ADHD, but I wouldn't be surprised if I have a touch. And my focus point is books. That's the thing I can focus on. Alex just doesn't focus on them like I do. So it's hard for us to either read them one after the other at the same time or anything unless it's something like this. So it was really great to get to read something together with him.
Most of what I read is more articles or stuff like that on the internet. So.
Yeah, you read a lot of technical stuff.
Yeah, reference books. So that's actually another thing that was really cool about this. Because it felt like my Star Trek interview book, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
You need to read that sometime. It's really cool.
Okay. So 5 stars from both of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to bed.
I don't really care about the New Year's, but I'm kind of wired as usual.
He's nocturnal.
Night is fall.
I would not be surprised if he's actually nocturnal. I'm going to quit yammering because it's 14 minutes in and I'm sure you guys have been gone well before this. So I do book reviews occasionally when I get around to doing them. So don't forget to subscribe for more of those. Alex is sometimes in my videos when it's relevant. You should like the video if you want to see him more because my husband is cute. I am not awake.
Ow.
Don't touch me. Yeah. Questions, comments, opinions. That's the other thing I always say. Down in the description box, I love discussing things with you guys. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. I already said that. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.